What's up, everyone? I am live today. Hopefully, we have some people joining. It's like Jeopardy music I need playing right now. What's up, Frankie? How's it going? Just got done doing some direct-to-films. You've been selling a lot of them, Frankie, or just printing them for yourself, or just printing them, get used to them? Yeah, I had to buy this hat, Frankie. It was $30, I think. I actually paid for it. Printing for friends. Well, that's pretty good. At least you're staying busy. That's a good thing. So how's everyone else doing tonight? Yeah, I seen the photos, Frankie. I seen them on the Instagram, all the different ones you kept popping up. Yeah, George, I've been organizing it. 1 second, real quick, George. Hang on. George, I do have 100 of the mask. I got some in yesterday. That's why I wasn't sure the total count. I just glanced. I do have the large 100, on a little 100 or 100 more over there. So if you need them, George, just let me know. We actually lowered the price on the website also too, George. That the next thing you working on, Frankie? That's fine, George. I'll set them aside for you. That's no problem. They've been picking back up like over here just because of school and all that stuff. It's been it slowed down about 2 months ago, and then we had an insurgent or a little increase last month and just continue to rise. And then a lot of places, they're making their people wear them. So shops are buying them, and we're either printing them or we're selling them to people that print them for the shops. So it's kind of one of the things I never like. I look back at my Facebook thing, and it's been, yeah, Frankie, they're discounted a little bit more than what they usually are. Normally they're a little bit higher, Frankie. I look back and it's been almost, it's not 2 years, but it's like a year and a half since I've had the mask. It popped up a while back on some of the earlier ones. It's kind of crazy looking back at all that stuff and seeing. I never would have thought masks would have done like they did. I got dog hair on all my computer stuff. My dog's been going crazy today, wanting to play nonstop. So, and I've been working on stuff. Hey, Jesse, how's it going? The other thing, too, guys, I got some more equipment. I got a HP 370, and I got a Suma 140 with the tangential cut. I can't remember. It's the S2 or whatever it is, or T2, whatever. But yeah, so I got some more equipment in. It's not hooked up or anything yet. Picked it up last weekend. It was a interesting drive, to say the least. It was on the map. It said like, I think it was 60 miles, and it took 2.5 hours. So if it gives you any idea, my average top speed was right around 35 miles an hour. I think it was. It was pretty rough, them roads. So it's all just country back roads. It made my house and my area look like I lived in the city on some of the spots I was going through. Can I sublimate Halloween stuff on a mask? And would it look good? Yeah, you can put anything on a mask, Frankie. I mean, if the only thing I would say about that, if you do that, depending on, I mean, it's a good thing because they're only going to, most people are like, when they wear their mask, they're either doing a school name, a logo or something like that, the work logo. If you do a seasonal thing, like let's say you did Halloween and then Christmas, what's going to happen? You're going to have people that would only wear them during the holiday because it's a seasonal thing. So in summertime, they're probably not going to wear one that says Merry Christmas. And then on Christmas, they're probably not going to wear one that says Happy Halloween. But if you can offer them a good price on them and get them to return and keep coming back and ordering, they might buy them seasonal and wear them. Most people don't just have one mask. Most people have 4 or 5 masks. Even me in my vehicle, I've probably got 5 or 6 just sitting in there. Some blank ones, some printed ones, all different ones. Take them out, rotate them, wash them occasionally. And just, if I got to wear them into a place, put one on. But I always have one in there. And then, like I said, it's easier that way. A lot of the test ones that you see in the photos and videos, them are the ones I have sitting in there just because I'll come up with something and I'll be like, hey, that would be really cool. And so I'll print that. But like what you were saying on the Halloween one, Frankie, I actually did my Halloween character ones that I have, my Freddy, my Jason, all the ones that I actually had drawn myself. We put them on a mask, and it was just a patterned mask like that. So it looked really cool. And it was one I wore pretty much a lot, actually. It wasn't just a one-time mask. So, I mean, you can wear them. And like I said, there's people that wear like the superhero ones. I've got one that I did. My nephew made it, and it was, I'm trying to think what's on it. It's one of the games he plays. But like I said, I just, whatever sitting in the car, I'll grab one. I've got like the famous styrofoam cup from the 80s. I've got one of them ones. They're just a normal mask, Frankie. I don't have one sitting in front. We have them in like we have the single layer, double layer, Frankie. Like this is just a single layer with the black trim. But they're the ones that we've always had, the single layer, and then we've got double layer. We've got white trim so you can sublimate the whole thing. And then you've got the black trim. But I don't have any here in front of me, Frankie, that are sublimated. I don't keep nothing in this room that's sublimated like that. But I do have the videos on them. I've done a bunch of them. So how's everyone's week been going? Is everyone having a good week? Connie says, are they breathable? Yeah, Connie, I wear the single layer ones. The single layer ones let me breathe so much easier. The dual layers, yeah, Connie, they're for sale on Bananas and Pickles. We lowered the price about 2 to 3 months ago. I don't have the price in front of me. Let me pull it up. But we have the single layer and the dual layer. I love how people piggyback off other people's video thing. But anyways, okay. So but yeah, Connie, they're breathable. I wear the single layer. It's easy for me to breathe through that. My other issue, no matter what mask I wear, I have glasses. There is a code. They're $1.25. Texas Finest said, yeah, there you go. But I wear glasses. So what I have an issue with, no matter what mask I wear, how they go around me, it ends up fogging up my glasses a lot of times. But it's normally not too bad in general. Like I said, I wear them both, but I prefer the single layer just because it's more breathable for me. But they breathe probably some of the easier ones to breathe through. The dual layers do have a pouch on there, so if you wanted to put the filter on, like some people wanted the filters and all that, I don't sell the filters, but you can get the filters, and you can put the filter in them. It's designed for that. But they work really well. We've been literally when Bella Canvas and all, and we were out before all kids ones, and then we have all different sizes. So my camera went out there for a second. Yeah, the $1.25 also, that is for the double layers. We also have the single layers for 75 cents. I don't know how many's in stock right now. We do have some. Yeah, that's another thing, like George just said. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Jesse, I was gonna say I seen it pause. It was kind of weird. So I'm guessing we do have rain coming in, and I haven't been out there to see if it's raining yet. But like George said, the masks lay flat. And he's actually bought some, Connie. And so he's a good, like George is one. He's purchased some, quite a few for me. But the nice thing, like he said, they do lay flat on presses. You can pre-press them to make them even flatter. A lot of times when I was doing the orders or in my own videos, if you watch, I ran them even without pressing them just to show you that you can do that. Pressing them, yeah, it will even be flatter. And if you had a wrinkle in it, we'll get that out. But yeah, they lay really smooth. They print really well. Like I said, schools normally, it tends to be when people are buying for the schools, they go with the dual layers. Businesses usually go with the dual layers. People that are wearing them, do they fit to size? I wear, Connie, an extra large. But George would be, hey Patty, how's it going? George would be probably one of the better people to tell you how the size fits. The kids ones, they fit the kids well, but like here's the thing on my hat. This is a Yupon Classic, and I've got it snapped 3 holes undone. So if it gives you an idea, and it's still snug on me, it's hard to say. Like the large fits me fine. I know some people the large, or the extra large fits me fine. I mean, I know some people like the extra large. Like for instance, George normally orders the large. So I wouldn't say personal choice. Most of the ladies can fit in the large. Depending on the size of the person. I'm 6 foot, a nice size 6 foot. So to me, like chunky face and all that, I wear the extra large, Connie. But it kind of gives you an idea on the fit to form. And so, like I said, that's one of the things I can't really describe, like, because I don't like, I don't think I've got a measurement of them. I don't really have anything to show the difference. And so, but like I said, it's kind of, Patty says, I agree. The masks are awesome, very breathable. Yeah, Patty's another one that bought them, Connie. Like I said, they're one of the more comfortable ones, breathable ones, and but like I said, it's kind of, sorry guys, I was reading other messages and all that. But yeah, the fit is pretty good, Connie. It's hard for me to say. I don't know. Like I said, I wear extra large. They fit me fine. Um, I wear the single layer most of the time, and that's just because with my glasses, if I wear a dual layer, how I breathe, I'm bad no matter what. Because I have asthma and all that. If I wear a dual layer, I don't have problems breathing. My glasses just fog up. So if I wear the single layer, I can circulate my air easier without getting heavy winded, I guess you'd say, and without fogging up my glasses. So I go that route. That's just me though. But yeah, like I said, it tends to work for me anyways. Sorry, just reading other things. But yeah, like I said, that's the ones I use. Tends to work. Like I said, we also too, Connie, we have a lot of other stuff. The website's actually on the bottom down there. It's scrolling across. The bananasandpickles.com, Connie, you can check it out. We also have it linked down below. You can check that out. We have boxer briefs, masks, tumblers, air freshener blanks, baby rompers, baby bibs. I'm trying to think what else we have around here. And then we're also getting ready to launch direct to film. I've been doing direct to film. I've had a machine since January, but we've never went and offered it to the public. But we are getting ready to launch and sell it to the public. Just because we've got it dialed in now, where I'm comfortable with. I like how it is. I think I made a mistake. I placed 2 orders instead of 1. I can't tell, Frankie, because I'm not in front of it. And it hasn't pinged me, Frankie, with any order yet. So I can't confirm or deny that, Frankie. I've only bought large, fits well. My Photoshop file states 7 inches wide by 5.5 tall. Printable area would be 6.7 by 5 for the large. Fits me well. Yep, and that's the other thing. Hey, Pam, how's it going? And that's the other thing, Connie, is with the black trim. With the black trim ones, your printable area is going to be smaller than compared to the other one. George has got that pretty much dialed in. Did you check out, Frankie? Because it hasn't tagged me on the thing yet, Frankie. Busy. My machine came in on Thursday. That's what I was going to ask, Pam. How's it going on that? Did you get it all set up and dialed in yet? Are you still working on it? My machine came in on Thursday. Yeah, like I said, that's the other thing is why, like, that's like last weekend I didn't get to do a video is because I try to do my live every Saturday. Like today, there's someone else doing another live. Oh well. Is there a good place to order ball caps for sublimation? That your best bet, Patty, would probably be to go with the patch, a sublimatable patch, and then heat press it onto it. They make a way that you can heat press the patches on, or you could even sew them, but they've got the adhesive on the back. The other way would be, there are things you could do, like a good example, like this hat right here. If this, let's say this success, the word success over here, you can get polyester thread, and you can actually have that sublimated. You can literally sublimate it after. It's a little tricky, but you can dial it in. So what you could do also is you could have someone embroider the hats, and then you could literally put whatever. It's like, instead of trying to embroider, let's say, a USA flag over that, which would be pretty complicated with the 50 stars, and let's say you're trying to do a wave, or if you're trying to do gradients, because you can't do gradients in thread. Hey, Denise, how's it going? So, but like, so you can't do the gradients with thread, but what you can do, though, you can sublimate a gradient. And so that's a nice thing about doing, like I said, like if you sublimated it, it is like, you're better to do like just a mask area. It'd be hard to do like line it up perfect every time, but you could sublimate it. Busy on top of busy. I definitely understand, Denise. That's like when we were talking the other day. That's like I was telling everyone, I didn't get to go live last Saturday. I was picking up some more equipment. Picked up a 64-inch HP 370 latex printer, and then I picked up a Suma 140. I think it's like the T2, the tangential cut. It's like a 52-inch plotter. So I had to go pick up all that stuff. I had a Baker. Ed Baker. It's on the back of my knee that I had to go to the doctor for. Very painful. Yeah, I actually go to the. I'm listening and working right now. Oh, thank you so much, Denise. Yeah, I actually got to go to the doctor Tuesday. I normally go in for checkups, and they're going to check up some other stuff, my levels and all that stuff. So, what's up, Jimmy? How's it going? So yeah, I think I paid my doctor's car payment a few times over for all the different things I've had. So did you get everything else dialed in, Pam? Or yeah, I just seen it. You're actually putting the stand together. Yeah, that's the other thing. No, still in the garage, too heavy for me to lift. That's what I was gonna say. That's the other thing about equipment. I was talking to Christian. I'm trying to think what day it was. Sometime this week. About sublimation and all that stuff. And that's what we were talking about, because I moved this equipment by myself, and they are probably some of the most awkward and heavy things because there is no grip handles on it. It was probably, I just bought a photo light box to take some fancy photos. That's pretty awesome, George. You're going to have to post the photos, and you're going to have to post some more videos of it too, George. But yeah, that's the thing that's not fun, is moving stuff. I still got my other embroidery in my other building. Like I said, we're getting ready, working on building another building right now. So I've got equipment spread out everywhere. My main shop, I've got my plotter and other printer over there. The other printer I brought back here, just because I'm not in a rush to really. I want to get it up and running, but I'm not in a big rush. I've got the other stuff. I got a killer deal on it. So I purchased that, but that stuff, like I said, I stored it here, but trying to move that. And then the spot that I came through, I don't have concrete in the one section. So literally I had to, the one section I laid plywood down and actually rolled it. The other section I had to literally rig it and have people, I only had one other person, but I had to push, leverage, until we got it all the way up to the threshold of the door thing. And luckily I've got a double door. So we were able to open both the double doors and bring it into the other part. But yeah, it was not fun. My son said he would help me get it in tomorrow. My husband is mad with me, so he won't help me. I can tell you this, that this is not fun picking it up. My single head that I had, the Meistogram 1600, that thing, miserable moving it. This other one, literally, I opened the crate. It's a double head, and haven't took it out of the crate, uncrated it, and it's bolted to the bottom of the crate. Maybe, I don't know. I might get it up and running before Christmas, depending on where I'm going to put it. But yeah, it is one of the most tedious things in the world. And then my biggest thing is trying to find help, because I've got my workers, but I don't really want to make them just move stuff. And then it seems like all my kin folks, nieces or nephews and all that, whenever I need help, they're not around. Whenever I print shirts and all that they like, they end up showing up and always helping themselves, or when they need stickers or anything. So it's one of them things. You almost got to bribe them to get them here. So, but it seems like when they know I've got equipment to be moved, it's usually me and maybe one or two other people. And like I said, it's done it a bunch. Moved equipment all over the United States. My first Mamaki I actually picked up in Pennsylvania, and that was interesting. My other one was in Washington. Yeah, and it was, I never really had anyone like send, like I had other equipment like the single head auto that I have for like signs and all that, yard signs. I had that shipped to me, but a lot of the stuff, it's either shipped and then I'm unloading it, like my direct to film printers. That thing weighed, it's half the length of the HP, but the chassis on it compared, like the HP chassis just seemed lighter. The Graphtec was super light, but that other one, it was pretty massive. I mean, it was not fun moving it. Yeah, Connie, Bananas and Pickles is actually in Auburn, Kentucky. We're about 30 minutes from Bowling Green, 30 to 40 minutes from Bowling Green, Kentucky. And we're about 45 minutes from Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah, I'm the owner, Connie. But yeah, I'm in Kentucky. Here's like a tumbler I did, Connie. Like I've got loads and loads of videos on how to, these are with direct to film actually, but I also show you how to sublimate them also. And then I also, here's like a tumbler I did with my Bananas and Pickles logo. This one was, this is a color changing one. This one changes under light, or it glows in the dark. I can't remember. It does one or the other. I think it changes under the light. Does something. But it's been sitting there ever since I printed it. I just print it and set it there. But yeah, I'm in the United States, Connie. Oh, like we get stuff shipped from imported everywhere here though. Like I said, a lot of my stuff is made in either Pakistan, India, or China. Like the tumblers everyone gets are from China. The other stuff comes from like Pakistan or India. I've got a few cut sew people, so depending what product I'm having made, it will be one or the other normally. But yeah, it is not fun moving equipment. And then like I said, a lot of the equipment, um, the way, like, since, like, for instance, the printer was already, it was a used printer, so like they already had the stand on it. So it's not like my other stuff that, like, for instance, my big direct to film that came in a crate, so I could pallet jack it, move it around, hop on a tow motor, drive it kind of around where I needed to get it close. Um, the other stuff, there's no way to, there's no lifting points for me to lift it with a forklift or a pallet jack. So it made it kind of awkward moving that stuff. You got wheels, but it was not as convenient as some of my other stuff. I broke the water supply pipe going to the toilet out the wall and flooded the bathroom and the floor. Had to go without water for one night and part of the day, Monday and Tuesday. So is that why he's mad, Connie? Or I mean, Pam, sorry. Yeah, like Patty said too, we ship, like, for instance, anyone that orders this weekend, it'll go out Monday because post office or UPS don't pick up on Saturday or Sundays. Um, but yeah, we ship it out pretty quick. Hey Denise, I did find out M&M did open up that spaghetti shop on Woodward. They sell like three things. That's it. It's not a pop-up shop, but it's a walk-up shop. Like, you can't dine in, but you can go on the second floor and buy merchandise. But yeah, they were wrapped around Woodward, or that Woodward in the other building right there. It looked like, couldn't think the name of the other building, but they wrapped all the way around that building. And then he was there around 5 o'clock that day. So yeah, it was kind of interesting to see it. I don't know how good the spaghetti is. I know why everyone was there. It was because hoping that Eminem would be there. But yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting to see that. So, but there's a lot of people that were employed in there, so that's a good thing. Hopefully, it stays busy. And like I said, he had a lot of his stuff. Like, he had the Robin outfit that he wore, and the one video. He had a bunch of nostalgic stuff. The upstairs room is kind of like the trailer that he lived in. So it was kind of cool to see that. Just something different. I don't know, caught my attention. One of my drinks of the day, guys, I got the Pepsi Soda Shop cream soda. It tastes like a very mellow A&W root beer cream soda, kind of more or less not, I would say flat, but it doesn't have them notes of that stronger vanilla flavor, but it's not bad. I just seen it, something to buy. And then I also got my Route 44 peach sweet tea. I was out working on other stuff and then still working literally right up till I got in here. Yep. Honest mistake. I was trying to install bit attachment. I've done 2 other times without issues. Yeah, I've had water lines break, and it's like, it's usually the worst time of the day when they break, and it's usually not fun. Like, I've had the one break upstairs here. This house is a 2-story house, but it's a walkout basement. So like, upstairs you walk up to it. The basement, I got a walkout basement down here. But literally it worked, and it flooded. It was horrible. Went down the whole wall. Was not fun to fix. Patty, do you have any air freshener blank with you? Yeah, Patty, 1 second. Here is a air freshener blank right here. They are I got the Eminem song in my head. The size is on there, but they are like 11 3/4, a little bit longer than that, by almost 8. You can cut them. Let me grab something else too, Patty. Hopefully, there we go. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that internet thing. We've got some not the greatest weather going on here right now. I don't have it in front of me. The ones that we actually cut out, like, because we actually cut them into the bananas and pickles. They're somewhere around here. I actually had them last weekend. That's why I thought I still had some sitting out here. So far, Frankie, I only seen one come through the phone. Yeah, just one came through, Frankie. So you want the if you can do all white. So you want the all white ones instead, Frankie? What's up, Matt? How's it going? Yeah, Patty. You just substrate onto them just like you would with anything else, and then you can cut it with scissors, chop thing. If you have a laser, you can laser them. But yeah, you can cut it like I actually had them cut into the shape of bananas and pickles. And then, like I said, what I ended up doing is like I do candles and all that. But literally, you can go to other places and buy fragrances and fragrant oil and put them on top. So, like literally, what I did dill pickles and I did banana. And the banana is like a Laffy Taffy banana, so it's a really candy smell. Dill pickle smells like dill pickles. So what we did, we gave them to some people, some friends and all that, and we put them 2 fragrances on them. But you can put any fragrant on it, and then you can just reapply it as it goes off. They do really well. We sell them to car dealerships. We also sell them to another company that literally they'll do the customization on them. So what they do is literally they'll like you can put your kid's face on it. You could put your kid playing baseball, your favorite car, and it's literally they just cut it out, put your image of whatever you want on it, and they charge you up to $12, I think, for 1 or 3 of them. Depends what one you go to, what site. But yeah, they make a killing off of them just by doing that. How is them transfers holding up, Matt? Are they holding up pretty good still? Matt was actually testing some of the transfers that we had recently that I sent some out to him. Yeah, so any fragrant oil works. Like I said, this was from indigofragrance.com. It's not my normal provider, but they were one that had dill pickle in stock, and I wanted dill pickle, so literally I bought from them. So far, that's really good, Matt. Let me know how they go, and just keep me up to date on them if you don't mind. But yeah, that is so good to hear too, Matt, because I think I've got the edge thing fixed, Matt. These were some, Matt, that I had to. We were doing an indication thing. Is it all right for me to show the cancer one, Matt, or the October one before I show it? Got got so much to send to you. If cool, sorry guys, just so people know, I'm dyslexic, so sometimes when I read, I don't read the best. So please forgive me. I don't mean to, but yeah, got more to send if that's cool. Yeah, Matt, that's fine. Is it okay, Matt, if I show these the one I did for you? The The Peacock. Sorry, I'm looking right at it right here, and I can't. My mind drew a big blank. So here you go, Matt. We actually got the white fixed. Sorry, it's wrinkled. I left it in the heater too long. But you can see all the white is gone. And then my camera, obviously, I'm under, I don't know what spectrum that is. It's that super bright. It's called cool white. So it's, I think, 6,000 range. But this is actually this is the, can't think of the name right off the top of my head, but it's the breast cancer pink, begins with an M. But anyways, that's the color. These cameras make it look different. That's the downside about cameras, is that, or the lighting. Lighting changes everything out there. And so it's changing what I'm seeing. And then this one was for, we did a test for him also. Ruben Red. Yeah, there you go. Matt just put the color up there. Thank you so much, Matt. My mind is blank today. Like, another thing, guys, like, this yellow is so bright, it's crazy when you see it in person. But on this camera, it's like nothing. It looks just like a yellow, and it's not. It's a fluorescent. But yeah, here's another one we did. We were doing some tests. And then we dialed in my, if Denise is still on here, this is one for one of my clothing lines in Michigan, but it's my Detroit one. It's a Sesame Street version. As you see, the white, there is no white now. We fixed it. Got it all dialed in. So we got that on. We got that on point now. It's all hooked up. Frankie says, "How do people do tumblers without ovens?" They can use a heat press, Frankie. I have a heat press. I do have some that will be for sale soon. But the heat press, this is actually, let me pull this out. They make different elements for them. It's a special heat press. And so what happens is you would sublimate with a heat press, and then you would rotate it. So that's how, and I got this couplet and all that, but so this is how it would work, and then you would rotate it. That's how you would do it without a oven, Frankie. You can use a cup press, tumbler press, whatever you want to call it. And then, like, we on them. Oh my OMG, I need that long attachment. Hey, I'm glad you're on here, Denise. Here's the other one too, Denise. Which I think you've already seen it. I'm not wearing it right now anyways, but here's one of my other Detroit line ones. I have a line of clothing stuff. Then we also have one with the Verner's logo, Denise. I don't have it here. Because these, I just brought them back after and was pressing them for some videos. Like I said, there's the Detroit one, 313. I need that long attachment. For the tumblers? Yeah, what it is my other one actually will not work for 20-ounce tumblers. The one that I was doing my testing on, I can't, my tumbler press that I will be selling soon, we have different attachments so that you can do just a cup. You can even go down to shot glasses, but it's interchangeable. So all you do is you actually, there's bolts that go through the top of these. It's hard to tell with the lighting, but it slides in and you put the bolts through. It holds it. And then it's got this four-point piece, and you got an indicator notch right there. So all you do is put it in, tighten it up, and then you're able to swap them out. So this tumbler, or this one's for like 20 ounces and down, and then the other one that I have in the press right now is sorry, my mind is drawing a big blank. Is for 30 ounces. So because 30 ounces is bigger diameter, and so it lets you actually do the bigger tumblers. But it's all interchangeable. Like, we'll be selling these separate. It will come with the one for the 20 ounce, so it will come with this style one, and then we'll have the option, because not everyone wants to do like shot glasses or smaller things, but you'll be able to buy the different sizes, so you're not stuck with all these sitting on the shelf if you don't want them. I don't have a price of these yet, Matt. I need to get the pricing. I have some around here, but we tested them out on all the different things. You got a shirt with that on it right now. Which one, Denise? The Sesame Street one? I actually have the photo of the Sesame Street one, Denise. I don't have the Verner's one yet. The Sesame Street, because I actually did it for a video. Let me find the photo of it. And then I just never actually dropped the vote. I've been so far behind on doing my videos for uploading the videos. There's the let me get out of the thing so it will focus. There's the t-shirt. We did it on a black t-shirt, but we also have some green ones and all that. I haven't decided what color to put it on. Most people like black shirts. I'm going to do a few different colors and all that, colorways, but I haven't really came up with my final one. I've got like a bin of shirts that we're going to put them on. If you shoot me an email again, Denise, with your size, I think I remember it, but I don't want to be wrong. Just shoot me an email or text me real quick, Denise. And I'll try to get one out this week, because we're gonna be doing some more this week. It'll probably be midweek, but I'll get you one out, Denise. Just shoot me an email or text. You know, you got my text, Denise. So sorry guys, I'm trying to catch up. I have a press with attachments, but not that size. Yeah, Patty. We will be selling them attachments separate. I don't know if it would fit yours. Does it have if it has the 4 holes on top, more than likely it will fit. Because they're all made in China. Oh, the police one? Yeah, I actually have a police. I always have one usually sitting behind me. Here's what the police look like. Can't see. I'm blocking my own view. But there's that one, Denise. That's what the police one looked like. I wore that. The police one we've had out for a while, so it's just a G.I. Joe version of it. Real American Hero. Patty, you got that price soon? Yeah, I will get that taken care of for you, Denise. I need a tumbler and a shot glass. I have all the other ones. All right, Matt. Yeah, Patty, like most of them, they are interchangeable. Like I said, they all come from China. The ones that they're doing for me, literally, they're doing my own colorway, which would be tied in with my colors, the yellow and then the green. We're thinking of doing some other custom stuff. Everyone will have to see when they get here. We talked about it, so we had it finalized, but some of it I didn't like how it looked, so we're kind of just waiting to see. Yep, I got the text, Denise. It just pinged. But yeah, like I said, it will I will get that out too, Denise, this week for you. And then yeah, Patty and Matt, I've got the list. I just haven't put them on the site yet. But that's like where Matt was asking. His measurement was a little bit off. I don't know for sure. I just know almost 90% of them that are out there all use the same thing. So I would feel safe to say that, but I can't guarantee that if they fit. I know they fit the ones that they've sent me the samples of. I have a Trans Pro. Will it fit? Do you know when they will be available? I'm hoping to put them up by next weekend, the latest, Patty. Because I do have some stock here, not a lot. They're coming. The big stock's coming over with all the presses. Like I said, we're doing my own press. We did a test on one. Where can I find mass designs? We have they're on the. Sorry, my mind. They're on the website, Frankie. They're under mask. I think we have 2 different bundles of them, and there's quite a few of them on there, Frankie. I don't know the total number. Hold it up again. What do you need held up again, Pam? Oh, I gotcha. Sorry, my mind today. I've been working nonstop, and then so what it does is normally it will sit like this because these will go underneath the edge. I don't know if it's going to even focus. There's a channel right here. There you go. And then these go on it. But when it's on the press, my hand can't bend it right now. So I'm going back to the doctor for. But it actually has. Let me do it this way. I knew this will come in handy. Might help if I could actually line it up, huh? There are 4 holes on here. And so you'd need something with the 4 holes. Quick, a few is an understatement. And then the end here, it's not going to focus. It's got a tab, so it indexes in. And then there's a 4-prong. It's like a shielded radio plug almost, it looks like. It's not going to focus because it's focusing on my face. There we go. So it's a 4-prong with a lock key up top. The one you have our mass templates. It's not a template, Frankie. They're all designs. There's a bunch of designs in it. It's like 50 or 100 or 300. I don't know the number in there, Frankie. I can't remember honestly how many I have in there. Oscar, how's it going? But there's a bunch in there, Frankie. There's so many different ones. It's been a while. And then I have a video too, Frankie, on like how to make them because I've made the templates and all that. I've made a lot of them. So like when I've done custom ones, I just throw a template up there, like George was talking about earlier, and then you just drop it in, scale it, because you're always going to have to scale them a little bit to fit, because there is slight variance in them. It will not fit that one, Pam. Yeah, it won't fit that one. Sorry. Yeah, I was going to say that one is one of the few that they have I wouldn't say different, but it is different. They use a different tab on that style. I mean, and I wouldn't say it won't work. Like the other thing too is to see how the end is right here to see how it connects in. There is ways to make it fit. I wouldn't suggest probably doing that, but like, because this is stainless, so stainless is rough on drill bits. How's your evening going, Oscar? So like, you could technically drill this, and then just have the 2 pins line up, but you'd have to trim or bend the other one back. So it can be a little tricky. But like I said, but like the big thing is you'd have to make sure how the end is. And then, like I said, there are 4 leads. There's only we're running 4 wires up to it. Website says over 10,000 PNGs on the mask, or over 1,000. If that's what it says, Patty, then that's how many's in there. I know we have a lot. I just never. I don't like quoting things if I don't have it in front of me to actually verify. Sometimes. What do you think's better, DTF or white toner printers? DTF, 100%, Oscar. And here is why. White toners, there's multiple reasons. For one, white toners, you're limited by your media size. So, for instance, if you just have like a small one, you can only do 8.5 by like 11. Now, I know they have the 8.5 by 12s or whatever, but you're pretty much limited to 8.5 wide. So that's one factor. Patty, I will email you a pic later of my end to see if it will work on the press. Okay, you can do that, Patty. Do that, and I'll check it out for you. The other thing is the cost of the paper. With it being a 2-part, even the 8.5 by 11 on the cheaper side, where the transfer side, the white side, you're in at $1.50, $2. So, and then the other paper is $1. So you're in $3 a transfer no matter what, and that's like in an 8.5 by 11. DTF, don't go toner. Yeah, Matt will tell you the same thing because Matt's actually done. Like I sent him some of these samples. The other advantages too are like the removing. If you ever done white toner to peel white toner off, it can be tricky. And then even mating it, a lot of people run them through laminators and all that, which is a good way to do it, to make the 2 surfaces. But you got to be careful on that peel. These things, they're cold peel, but literally, like if you watch that, even where I did the coaster, literally some of them will fall off. Even, I mean, they're once you hit that press, it's bonded, it's good to go. The other thing is the feel. White toner has a more hand feel. It feels more papery, and then when you crumple it up, it's more paper feel. This stuff, it's a water-based ink. So it has it doesn't feel as soft as direct to garment, but it is the same ink. Now there is I can't think of his name. He released it last week, and he was at the one show they were actually doing it. What they were doing is taking direct to garment prints, like the shirts, pre-treating the shirts, and pressing these wet on the shirt for 60 seconds. They're working on the inks. I've tried it back in the day. It can work, and that gives you a super soft feel, so it's even softer than these. But you will have a softer feel with direct to garment over the direct to film, even though they're both the same ink. It's just because one's already cured and then the glue's on the back, and the other one, the glue bonded to the shirt. But you will tend to get higher detail on the direct to film because it's a flat object compared to a shirt. There's fiber, fibrillation, and all that if it wasn't matted down good. So you will run into all that. I got one of the transfers. Transfers are more expensive. DTF, don't go toner. Now after you wash them a few times, the paper feel goes away maybe by the 4th wash. Okay. Yeah, and then, like I said, the big thing too is the cost. You're never going to get white toner price below, even if you got it $2 a transfer. You can print these things little to nothing. These things are super cheap. Like right now, like, and I don't sell them on my site yet. We are going to hopefully sell them in the coming future. I just got to get the site updated. But the difference too, like if you go to anyone online that has them, like, and I've got a link down below of the people that I trust, like the Fusion and then the Wand transfers. The cost of these transfers are like, you only have to buy one. And so the price of transfers are extremely cheap compared to any other transfer out there. You do pay shipping, but like, here's the thing too. If you had to buy, sorry about that. If you had to buy film like if you're doing the white toner transfers, you still have to buy that paper in. Now, granted, you might buy a sheet of 100 of them, so and then print them as you need them, but you still have that initial shipping fee. And the same thing with these. So like shipping from, one is in Malaysia, the other one is in Pakistan, I believe. You get them usually within 6 days or less, or 6 to 10 days on them. And that's from when you place your order. So it is very fast shipping. Normally the shipping is about $15. Flat rate fee on the shipping. So you're going to have $15 in the shipping. Now, here is one of the only things I will say. You're going to have to dial your colors in. Matt will tell you also, colors do not come out as well as you would like them to compared to like screen printing or other processes. The other thing too, you're using CMYK. Most people, when they're in front of their computer and they're drawing in Photoshop, it's RGB, your computer monitors and all that stuff. It's usually RGB stuff. So what happens if you use the red, the standard red, like in Photoshop, and a standard blue, they're going to be darker. It's going to be, and this blue is not showing up on the screen. It looks fairly vibrant. It is more, it's not navy, but it's closer to navy blue. It's not bad, but it's darker. This red is about what you're seeing on the screen. To me, hold it next to the cap, it's not in the right tone. It's a little bit darker than, or lighter than what I would like. We tweaked it, but your normal RGB settings don't transfer over to CMYK. And so most people are looking at stuff on CMYK or RGB, and they're not used to the CMYK. So your colors are going to be off a little bit. A lot of people will sell like a Pantone printout that you can heat press to the shirt so you can look and line it up, because that's the big thing, is getting the colors correct. Like some colors, like even this green, it's a little bit lighter than the green that I originally had on the screen. And even on my Pantone book, it's a Pantone green. It's tweaked a little bit. But the other thing too, and the reason it's somewhat different also, the more white you put down, the more it changes the color up front. So like I can get it to be spot on. And then the problem is if I decide to go that little bit extra white, to make sure, like, especially if it's got more white in the image, then it's going to change the colors up front. So make sure you view it in RGB, you send artwork in RGB, or not RGB, you view it in CMYK and you send the artwork in CMYK, because you will see a different color. Here's a perfect example. This right here, the red, if you look at the flames, this is a red right here. You can see the orange flames. To me, looking at this up close, looks more orange than red. He was fine with it. He didn't really care on the colors, but that gives you just a good example. Reds are hard to hit, super hard to hit on any of that stuff, especially on the direct to film. It's hard to get that YouTube red right there. It's hard to get that. It does take a little practice. Start out in CMYK. Make sure you have your ICC profile. Wilflex works great for t-shirts. Yeah, just like Matt said. And that's the thing, is if you're used to doing that, you'll get better results. A lot of people don't do that. And so when they get a transfer, and like I said, it's just like this red right here. It's not nowhere close to the same red that they use in the logo. It's way off on the reds. And it's kind of, so that's what it's like. And of course, are people content? Yeah. But you're not going to get like this red right here, it's hard to get that red. You can get close, but you've got to work with it. And you like Matt said, you got to be in CMYK. You can't start an RGB and send it over and have it converted, because the colors, you're going to be disappointed in that. Like I said, so you always got to expect that, but that goes even on the laser, because like this is my laser printer. This is a perfect example. This is my laser printer. I print these out when I send this. I give gummy bears. You can see the green. This is my Rico laser, the one I've also used to do the other transfers with back in the day. This is my direct to film. Now what I'm going to do is hold them side by side so you can see there is a slight color difference. Now one, I've got a bigger outline around it, the border. But you can see the slight color variances from the direct to film to even the laser. Every printer is going to be slightly different, even if it's a CMYK. Like my laser is CMYK. It's not much off, but you can see that. So that's what happens too, is from printer to printer, they're going to have slight variances on what the colors come out as. So just always keep that in mind. When you use direct to film, you're really not going to get Pantone matching. It's almost impossible to do. So always keep that in mind. But you can get some very good results. Like I said, the prints and all that. Like I said, you can do stuff like we used to screen print this. I created this design, I don't know, I think 8 or 10 years ago. And literally we would only do that shirt in huge runs because it's a 3-color print. It's 4 when you do the spot white on top because there's so much white. It's not bad, but you don't want to set that up to do one shirt. And you could skimp and cut it down to 3 colors, the red, white, and blue. You need to run color calibrations. Yeah, just like he was saying. And so what happens is with the direct to film, I can literally, and then the size of this is, like I said, you can see this. My printer is 24 inches wide. So when I turn this sideways, because it's over 13 inches, or it's almost 13 or 13. I think I made them wider than 13 because I made it for me. Yeah, no, it's right, 13 even. So I can't run 2 of them sideways because that would be 26 inches and you can't print to the edge. So what I do is I turn them this way, and you can run quite a few and get them. So like for that piece of paper, though, with it being 13 inches by 24, I'm able to literally print out, I don't know, close to 10 of them that way. But I could put other stuff on there, and that's the nice thing, is I can print just one, and then I don't need to do anything else. So it's the nice thing about that. And you can do that with the white toner. But the white toner, if you don't have a crisp cut edge, you're going to run into issues if you try to reload that paper after to try to save it. Where this stuff, it's cheap enough where I can fill other stuff on there, or I could just, instead of, if I only want to run, I could run it to 24 inches wide and leave the extra over here and just let it go to waste, or put a small piece on there, something like one of my banana and pickle logos or something else to fill that space up if I really wanted to conserve the print media. Or like I said, or if I had a big enough order, I can turn them sideways or vertical and then run 10 plus on there. And then I'm good. I've got 10 of them sitting there for literally what it would cost on one sheet of the other paper. It just costs an insane savings on it. And like I said, and it's stuff like this, like literally we're tweaking it. We've got a newer one of these that was already out where we put some other stuff on it. But like you can test things out and do one at a time, where if I wanted to screen print that shirt right there is 3 colors again also. So to do one off of that, to say, hey, I wanted it bigger or I wanted to change something on it, it's kind of hard to do. Where when you do the direct to film, I can print one of these right now, and I'm done. If I don't like it, I'm like, hey, let's change this. If I want to change the color, if I want to change the width, if I want to change anything on it, I can change, and I'm not really out much more. So it gives you a lot of features like that you can't do with some of these other processes. Washability and all that. This stuff holds up amazing. I've showed this shirt. Well, I was going to say I showed it a million times, but it's not there anymore. But like, it is super durable, super stretchy. Stuff works great. So you can't really go wrong with it. And like I said, it does its job and works pretty much on any material, any substrate. So by using it, like I said, it opens the doors. There is nothing wrong with using the sorry, I was trying to read I see Tumblr and face mask artwork. Yeah, I have it all on there. We have a few different Tumblr ones, and the Tumblr doesn't have 1,000 of them in it. Does have a few though in there. Thanks for all the information. I tried to buy a printer, but I'm not sure what kind now. I got an idea. Here's the big thing, Oscar. How much do you want to print? How often do you want to print? And are you going to print every day? The reason I ask, here's a few things. The laser, a nice thing about a laser toner printer, you can let a laser sit forever. That toner just sits in there. It's a powder. It's actually plastic. The powder is heats up, melts it. That can sit there. You don't have to worry about print heads because it's not. It runs off a static charge, how it's deposited, or LEDs. But long story short, laser printers can sit forever almost. You don't have issues with that. You do want to clean it and all that, but laser, no problem. Direct to film. You have small scale, which people are using like the 13 by 19 printers because you're going to need 6 print heads on it. So you're going to need a 13 by 19 printer on that. You can convert it yourself, or you can actually buy it converted. Or there are places that already like will convert them for you. You can find someone that converted it. But what you have to do is you have to weigh the pluses and minuses. And then you've got like what's considered commercial, like the Audreys, and then the other one like I've got that are large format printers. So they're 24-inch wide. They take roll prints. I don't have a roll here. The roll is massive. But this is the ink. This is my leftover ink. This is the size of ink that I buy. This whole bin's filled with ink. And like on mine, I think them are 440 milliliters. I wish, but I don't print too often amount for the hobby. Yeah, and so here's the downside, Oscar. With the direct to ink or direct to film, them printers, you really want to run them every day. You want to shake the ink up. If it's a smaller unit, you want to pull the cartridge, just shake it, because the white is made with any other time I could have told you. It's got titanium. It's not the metal titanium, but it's called titanium. Settles into the bottom very easy. So you want to shake it up because you don't want the ink to settle out. Like a good example. This is one of my ink bottles. It's not gonna, you can't see under the light, but literally this bottle's been sitting there. There's a settlement film right here on the bottom, even though I got upside down. For me to get that to break loose, I got to shake this nonstop before I use it. The other ones, the blue and all that, it's more viscous. You don't have the worry. What is the thing that destroys print heads on any direct to film or direct to garment? And by that, what happens, it clogs the print head up. So what you have to do, you have to factor in what you want to do. Do you want to run it every day? Here's what you can do. You can do little things. Make sure you use multiple colors, because like if you only printed, let's say, a solid white image, now you're not using your CMYK. So pick something that's got lots of colors in it. And this isn't a good example, but you do got to mix colors to get this. Blue and yellow make green, so that's two colors, but I'm not using my magenta at all on here. This isn't a good example, but you'd want to print something. Here you go. You want to print something like this. This has got multiple colors in it, or one of the, like all my other prints, like the Freddy and all that, the Jason. Very colorful prints. They've got multiple colors in there that are using all the print colors. So what you'd want to do is print something that has that in it, and every day, because if not, if you let that sit like over the weekend, you could have a clogged print head. Now you can flush the print heads and get them to flush out, but it can still be kind of a nuisance or a pain. The nice thing on the bigger ones, like mine has got an ink agitator, and it cycles that ink every so many hours, cycles the white ink, so I don't have to shake my white ink up. It's got a pump that swirls it around continuous, and then it cycles it through the lines. It also, it's got like a thing that you would have at a hospital that pumps your IV solution. It's literally pumping continuous and cycling it through. It's got an agitator up top so that the ink is not sitting in there, and it's only the white ink. So it circulates my white ink, it pumps it. You still want to print with that though periodically. You don't want to let it sit for weeks. But you also too, on the capping station, you put cleaner on there, and it's just called wet capping. You want to keep that print head wet. If you let that print head get dry, that ink is going to cure and clog that print head. So what you have to do, they're always high maintenance. Now the smaller ones, like the 13 by 19s, are a lot more maintenance than a bigger one. And it's just because the print heads aren't really made for it. So when you start running them, you run into issues. That's like the Epson. It does the cycles every day, and they tell you the same thing. Run something through, pull the cartridges out, shake it. That's what the maintenance is on the F2100, I believe it's called, the Epson direct-to-garment machine. But you're going to run into very, very high maintenance on them. So if you're not printing a lot, like what you just said, print that often just for the hobby, what you might want to do, check out the link down below that I have. I'll eventually be selling them also, but check out like the wand transfers. You can buy these fairly cheap to make it where it's almost, because here's the other thing too. Factor in the cost of the printer, the ink, the paper on the smaller ones, because not a lot of people are going the roll prints. They're going like the sheets. But add it all up, and then also look at the price to get them contracted out or like filled online by one of the other places. Them sheets are, don't quote me on it, but I want to say it's like $8 for like 22 inch by 30, I think it is. And so, and like I said, and you can gang these sheets up, they don't care. So you can print all the stuff you want on one sheet and gang them all on there. And so now you're not out that much money. You're still paying that shipping. But let's say you've got an order for, let's say, 100 shirts or whatever. You could, like, even like this. This image is 5 inches. So I could do 4 of these sideways with some gap in between them. Almost, yeah, 4 of them. Or if I staggered it and moved these bumps over, I could get more, but we're just going to do it that way. So I could do 4 of them, and they're only 13 inches. So like on them online places, that'd be like less than $4, $4 or $5 for that print. And then when you factor in the per cost, so that'd be less than $1 per print. You still got the shipping and all that, but if you're doing 100 of them, that shipping's absorbed over all 100 shirts, so that's really not that bad. You think the best to order to you have buy a printer if you don't print that much? Yeah, honestly, Oscar, what I would say is order them first. There's another guy, he's normally on here. He's not on right now. But he literally does that. What he does wrap people. He does clothing brands for people. Literally, he buys the direct to films. What he does, he'll get the orders in throughout the week. He'll order them, let's say that Friday or whatever, and then he'll get them in usually 6 to 10 days. And then he gets them all in and he presses them up right then and ships them out to the people. He does order a few extra, but not a lot. So if the customer comes back and they want another one, he has one ready to go. But even on your own stuff, if you do it that way, so that if you put all the job designs together, for one, you're going to get it cheaper because, for instance, let's say you had a left chest. If you move this down just enough, you might be able to put the left chest in this area. Or if you spaced it, depending on how you spaced them, you could put them in there. So you could have the front and back on there. Or if someone only wanted the left chest, let's say you did a lawn service for somebody, you could put the left chest, or you could put all of them across, put someone else's artwork underneath that. So you can gang a bunch of the artwork on there and make it fairly cheap so that it's really saving a bunch. Like these ones right here, we print loads of these on there just because they're super small. And then we flip-flop them so the banana and pickles line up so that we can get a bunch on there. But yeah, you fill up that sheet, and like I said, it drops your cost very low. And then what I would do is, like, if it picks up enough where you're getting, let's say, you're ordering, let's say, 100 sheets a week or something like that, yeah, look at buying a printer, or even less than that, maybe 50 sheets a week. If you're going through a lot, then do that. But starting out, because the thing is, I've got printers, like if you go back and watch, I've been on YouTube a long time. I think it was 2008 or 9, I think it tagged me on, or 2006. Might even be before that. I forget my first video. But anyways, it brought that up, and it was one of them I did on direct-to-garment machines, because I had a direct-to-garment machine back in the day. Do you have a link to purchase the direct-to-film printers? That I don't, Patty. I'll try to put one down there. There's a few good places. Like McLeod, they're okay. They're fairly quick. Ronnie ordered from McLeod. They'll get you the stuff quick. But they're always kind of moving through. If I send you a file, would it be better to send it to you? I can pre-flight my work. What size again? The easiest way, Matt, is to send me the artwork the size you need. Just because, like, on my 24-inch printer, I've got hold downs on it that holds the film down. And I also run registration lines down the side. Or my CMYK, actually. It does a print profile down my side, so I can see if the print heads are clogging or not when it's running. But it's easier to, well, kind of like you sent, like the Peacock one, and then I can put it on the sheet myself, because if I know what you need, it's easier to manipulate. Or like if you did like the Dollar General one, that worked fine. But like if you go all the way out to the edge, and then don't do the white background, I'll do that because I've changed how I've been running it, and it still works, but I end up doing it differently because we tweaked some of the settings on it so that I'm able to run it differently. So like still put your white, but don't do the white layer in the I think it was a layer button. My mind's drawing a blank right now, but like where I created the white layer in the video to show everyone, you don't have to create that. Just send it with the white with the transparent background. And then, like I said, I can manipulate it, because what I do too, like I said, like for instance, if I'm running something like this and I'm going to put so many and I can put something down the side, I end up doing that just because it just saves me paper and media, so I can fill it up and actually get more out of it. But yeah, I honestly think, Oscar, you're better off just at the beginning, because then you can get a feel for it and see how you like it or don't like it. Because like the other thing too, and I don't have it here. Well, here we go. This is an old. I'm trying to think if I got. But here's the thing. What's the margins? That I'm still working on, Matt, because depending on, like, here's an example. These were some that, remember how I told you, like, when I was running them through the thing after? And I had them here where I was cutting them up. The striping that you see on that was my color profile where the paper's pitched in here. These are actually technically still wet on the back, and you can see where I actually ran it and did a print strike myself. But what I was saying, Oscar, the advantage is like, and I don't have this full artwork here, but Matt was able to literally, I'll hold it up like this. It's probably not going to show up good. Matt did a bunch of these. And so like literally what you can do is, and them were left chest prints. So you can gang a bunch of left chest, and literally it was, if I'm not mistaken, Matt original design was like what, like an 8.5 by 11, Matt? Am I correct on that? But so that's the thing, Oscar, is like he literally was able to literally put, and I forget how many it was, because my mind is blank on some of this stuff. I do so many different things, but like he literally put over 20 on a pretty much a standard piece of paper. So like if you were to buy that overseas, Oscar, like from one of these other places that I linked to, just because they're the cheapest place to go, my price will be very competitive to them. And I'm in the States, so hopefully that will be better. Okay, it was 11.5 by 17. Sorry. So he had 28 of them on 11.5 by 17. So when you look at that, the cost per print, if you were buying them, and I don't have that site up in front of me, but it's fairly cheap. Like, I mean, it's to do something like that, even if you have screen printing, it makes it kind of very competitive to even use the stuff, because let's say like something like them were 2 color prints, but that peacock one, I think he needed 2 and we sent him 4 of these. But this peacock, if you were to try to do this with screen printing, you're going to be there, and you could do CMYK, you could do spot color, depending on what, like you'd want to really spot it to get the I can't pronounce, Robadian red or whatever it is, Reuben red. But okay, the 56 total is what he had on the other ones. But to do that peacock right there, you're looking 5 screens, minimum 6. If you're doing a spot on that red, we're just gonna call it red, cancer red, because I can't pronounce that word. Begins with R and Rubidine or Ryodine, whatever it is. Sorry. But anyways, to do that print right there, you can do that with screen printing, but you'd be in it 5 to 6 screens minimum. Could even be more. And for instance, he only needed 2 of them. Like I said, we sent him more. Like I said, we were doing some tests for him and all that. But that would be horrible if you were screen printing that in your shop to just set it up to do 2. Some things are better off for that. Like I said, like for instance, the nice thing on some of my clothing lines. Yeah, He posted knowing I can't pronounce the word, but the DTF can be pressed on any shirt, any color. Yep, Patty. Literally, Patty, you can press them onto wood. You can press them. I don't have the tile here. You can press it even on tile stuff. They stick to almost anything, Patty. This stuff is amazing. Because like I said, the tile, these are the sublimation tiles that I show people how to make with laminate on them, where you laminate the tile and you press them. If you remember about that, Patty. Well, this is done with one of my direct-to-film transfers. The nice thing is now I've got white ink and I've got a solid, very vibrant thing, and this stuff's bulletproof. Also, you can Butterfingers. You can put them on cork, and like I said, you can see it moves every which way. Let me see if that. Here it is, way out in Never Never Land. This is polyester. It will sublimate on polyester, and as everyone's seen this a million times, pops right back, comes back. Nothing's wrong with this thing. This thing has been stretched a million gazillion times. This is how I do my ab workout. I have stretched this thing more times than we can count, and it's perfectly fine. And this is polyester. You can see, you can almost see through it too. So it sticks to anything, Patty. Leather, denim. You can do them on hats. I don't have a hat here, but I've done them on hats. The stuff is amazing. They work great. They stick to almost everything. They hold up. The detail, yeah, they stick. Cotton's a no-brainer. This is a cotton shirt right here. This is a Toltex 202, 100% cotton. Just gonna focus. It's 100% cotton. If anyone uses a Toltex brand, there it is here. And like I said, I'm sorry. It will stick on just about United Federations Nerd. Hey, Waldo, it's me, Mike the Entrepreneur. I'm rebranding, so new name now. Okay, good to have you, United Federation of Nerds. That's pretty cool, Mike. I just got it down pat, the Mike the Entrepreneur, though, so please forgive me. Yeah, and like Matt said too, Patty, they're super soft. They're pretty amazing things. I mean, I don't think it, like, for instance, one color screen print, no, it's never going to replace that. My auto will never replace it on big orders. But there is a market for this stuff. Like, for instance, if you're doing custom clothes, you can do the back net, the tags here. This one ain't done, but so you can make this stuff so personalized, and it's literally pennies on the dollar to do some of this stuff. Because they don't charge you price, so you can gang the sheets up, so you can do the name tag or the tag in the back with the sizing and all that, left sleeve, back, and front. And they don't really charge much for it. And like I said, depending what the print is, you can gang that sheet up so you can put other stuff on there. But they stick to just about everything. They hold up. They wash good. Like I said, it's a different feel, but it's. I gave away the incredible or Masters of the Universe. Everything I had, Mike. It was like the massive thing to meet and greet. No, not much, Mike. Just the normal stuff. Answering questions, trying to help people out, filling answers. Telling people about some more equipment I bought and trying to move it, the fun stuff. What's the minimum sheets I can order? I want to try. Honestly, Oscar, all these places, you only got to buy one. So you can, it's like $4 for the one sheet, and then they charge you the shipping. Are you in the U.S., Oscar? I believe, I know we said this before. I know you are, but just double check with me. Are you in the United States? Matt, the transparency peels off so smooth. Yeah, I was going to say, it's hard to explain, like, I still need a few, but they're a Target exclusive. Did your family in the States here, Mike, were they able to help you get any of them, or Texas? Do me a favor, Oscar. And I know I've said, like, I always tell people to email me because my memory is very bad. And Alzheimer's runs in the family. But do me a favor, Oscar. Shoot me your email. Put your name in. Just because I get a million people that message me. And what I'll do, I'll send you something like one of my things here, Oscar. Because I always print a bunch of these. My banana and pickle ones and all that stuff. Focus. I'll email, or not email. I can't really email it back to you, Oscar, but shoot me an email. My email's down below. This is the Waldo2413 at gmail.com. Shoot me an email though, and I'll send you some of the stuff out so you can try it. And so you can see for yourself. You can kind of feel it, put it on something. And then, like I said, because there's no need for you to waste the money on ordering from the other person. Just order one sheet. But like I said, get in contact with me though, and I'll get you a few of these out so you can test them out. You can try them out. Patty, also do the same thing, Patty, if you don't mind. And because I know you've been asking about them too. I'll make sure I'll send a few out so you can try them. And like I said, you guys can try it for yourself. Like I said, you can put them on just about anything. Nah, my family don't know much about my weird obsession or my YouTube channel. Sweet. Thanks, Waldo. No problem, Patty. Like I said, just make sure you in the email, put your shipping address, like contact it, because all I'm going to do is cut and paste. I'm going to read the email. I'm going to print the email out and put a little note for me to remember. Because honestly, if I don't, I've got a very bad memory. And then I get, honestly, loads and loads of emails a day. Matt will tell you, like, I've worked with Matt on some of this stuff. It's not that I forget to call people back and all that. My phone rings nonstop, and then I'm always busy working. That's like last week. And like I said, I didn't get to go live. I was picking up more equipment, and I was in no man's land, no reception or anything. Got back in late, and literally I just been busy focusing on kind of catching up, doing other stuff. And like I said, trying to get my other shop built up so that we can move some other equipment over to there. But yeah, so if I don't answer, like I said, just make sure you email. And then, like, if you don't hear anything from within a day or two, message back and be like, hey, did you get the email? Because we get people too that will email me, and then literally, like, it will drop down because I get a lot of emails and I don't see it because I deleted somebody other, and it just happened to drop on my next page. And then I'm like, didn't notice it until they email back, and I'm like, oh man. So if I don't answer the next day or two, because I'll reply back, be like, hey, I got it, and let you know that I got your email. Because then usually that's when I'm printing the paper out with your info, and I'll put it on my little desk, so it's a reminder for me. But yeah, if I don't do that, just please hit it up, because a lot of times too, even because I get so much email too, a lot of it can go into the spam. And a lot of it I don't open unless I know someone's name or email right away, just because I get a lot of spam email. Someone will have to remind him. Yeah, Mike will tell you I'm very bad on memory. And like I said, just so much going on, so I really hate it. Hey, Marnie, how's it going? I was down in Cookville last weekend, Marnie. I went literally from my house. It was like 60-something miles, but my top speed, or my average speed, was right around 30-something miles an hour, 35 maybe, I think it was. I ended up picking up a an HP 370 latex printer, 63-inch, and then I picked up me a man, I can't think. Asuma 140 S140 or T140, whatever it is. It's the Tangeal cut plotter. No, I didn't go to Cobra. I've thought of it. I've been to that place before. It's been a long, long time. But no, I was still waiting on the first batch. Yeah. How did you find these? Literally, it was through a Facebook thing, and then I've messaged him a bunch. Patty said she just emailed me. Let me. Oh, you're in Kentucky, man. See, this is a crazy thing, Patty. I remember you saying you're in Kentucky, and for some reason, my mind drew a blank again. I got the email just now, Patty. I'll reply back. Cobra moved. It's a nice building, a lot of blank. Yeah, I was gonna say I knew they did the blank stuff. I didn't know they moved though. I knew they're big on. We're not big, but they've been pushing their blanks a lot. And I seen like I follow them on Facebook. And like I said, but yeah, I picked the equipment up. And that's the bad thing. Like I talked to a few people on here this week that like the print house. I talked to him because we were gonna set up a live, and then literally my week, like I told him, I was like, hey, we'll do a live Wednesday and do just an interview with him. And then literally my Wednesday, I don't think I got in until 9 or 10 o'clock here. So that got shot. And then even today I was working on other stuff. I set my thing so it would log on at like 7 o'clock. I don't think I got on until 7:30, almost 8. So I didn't know you were on Facebook. Yeah, Mike, it's under my real name. Like anyone can follow me. It's Robert Atchley, Atchley. It's got a Johnny Cash photo. I also have my bananas and pickles on there too. I don't know what it's called. It's called Bananas and Pickles, but I think it's called Sublimate with Bananas and Pickles, or I really can't remember it. My daughter lives in Kentucky. Yeah, it's fairly nice. Like I mean, like I said, I grew up in Michigan, and it's a difference. Oh yeah, you want to hear something? See, this is where I like OCD and everything. Guess what, Marnie? Michigan State is playing the school that I went to, Western Kentucky University. They're playing them today, up in Lexington, or not Lansing, because it's Spartans. No, it's not Lansing. It's oh my goodness, I can't think where the stadium's at, and I've been there so much. But yeah, they're playing today, which I mean they're going to blow out WKU. We're not that good a team, but it just, to me, it was cool to see them get to play. And so one second, I got someone. Sorry, I had someone ask about a printer and talk to them all the time, so I was trying to email them back. but we can't go to the stadium, East Lansing. Or yeah, it was Lansing. My mind was drawing a blank. Hey, I reach out to you something this week. I got to run. All right, that works, Matt. Yeah, just hit me up, Matt. And you know me, Matt. I'll get back with you as quick as I can. Like I said, it's one of them things. Like Man in Black, Nuke. But yeah, like I said, it's just one of the things. Like I said, I got a lot of stuff working on, and it's just trying to get everything dialed in all at once. Like I said, the other printers that I picked up, I've never ran a latex printer. I've always had eco solvent. Been a big Mamaki person, and it just was a deal that came across the table I really couldn't pass up. So I said I'll give it a shot, and then I've also wanted to try the Suma plotters instead of the Graphtec. So it was something. Picked them up, and like I said, I went with the 370 over to 360. He had some of both, but the 370 is the bulk ink system. So if I like it, it's cheaper on the ink. It's 3 liters instead of the smaller amount. So there are some pluses to it. But yeah, it was just something different to try. Like I said, I'm not hooked up yet. I've got to do some wiring because why? Yeah, Rye, I did get the equipment, Rye, finally. I needed help unloading it, Rye. You weren't around to help me. But yeah, it was an interesting trip, and it's all fun all the way around. I like that. No, this is actually Goon Life's brand, Mike. It is one I actually bought it actually from his website. The bad thing is like it looks just yellow. It's like actually a fluorescent yellow. It's super super bright. Good luck. Yeah, it sucked unloading that stuff, Rye. That stuff was probably like the weight of 4 of you, maybe 5 of you. It was not fun unloading it. That 63-inch printer ends up being 80 inches end to end. Just stopped by setting up for my gig. Yeah, guys, if you're in LA and you're at the Beer Barn, is that the correct name, Rye? The Beer Barn? Rye is DJing there. I believe it's Beer Barn. It's beer something, beer box or beer barn. But yeah, guys, the other thing too, hop on like after because I don't know if he's doing his Twitch tonight also, but Rise does Twitch. Hit Rye up. But like I said, I think I got the shop name wrong. But yeah, Mike, it was one of Goon Life's designs. Like I said, he had a bunch. I ordered a bunch for some people in my shop and some of my customers because they were here when I was doing up. Beer Baron Livermore. There you guys go. Beer Baron and Livermore. I knew it was beer and something with the B. So if you guys are the Beer Baron and Livermore, last time Rye actually kicked people out of there. He escorted 2 ladies out. They probably would have beat him up though, out in the parking lot. But yeah, guys, he's DJing there. So if anyone's out in that area, go check him out. Tag me in the video so I can make fun of him. I mean, no. But yeah, like I said, I picked up more equipment. Oh yeah, Marnie. The other thing, I think this is. I don't know. I gotta look now that I say that. Oh yeah, we did get this dialed in a lot better, Marnie. It's almost spot on. We got the head tweaked really well on it. I'll take 6, Rye. But yeah, Marnie, we did get the direct to film dialed in. I worked on that. I think it was last week sometime. I was on the phone with them. The crazy thing for people that ask about like Oscar did earlier. Oh, Oscar's there he is. I already sent you an email. Is the name Moonprint? Let me check. Oscar. Yep, I just got it, Oscar. And then Moonprint. I will be selling them soon, Marnie. I gotta what it is. I gotta get the website fixed where I can have people upload artwork because there's a way to do it. Like, because the other thing, Oscar, send it transparent background, which means like if you're in Photoshop, it'll be the little checkerboard. Just because if it's got a solid white background, I can't separate because I can't see if it has a white. Like example, like this right here. I know on a checkerboard I can see this. Without it, I couldn't see it. So, but like for instance, if this was on a white background, um, it's going to assume that the whole thing is white. So send it on a transparent background, 300 DPI at the actual size, and then I'll let you know how it fits on there. The big thing for me, Marnie, like I do all my own website stuff, and I know how to make it, but it's not. There's other little parts to get it so that, like, I want it to be able to reject the artwork. For instance, if it's like 72 DPI, which I've had people send that. Just because 72 it's too pixelated, it will look like Mario Brothers or Millipede actually. Back in the day, the Millipede game. So I'm trying to find a way that it makes it kind of idiot proof, so they can't send something that isn't correct. Um, and then like the red is something I've got to find a way to put a note say, hey, don't use the standard red because a lot of people don't draw in Photoshop. So exactly so eventually you'll be selling direct to film prints. Yeah, Patty. I have all the equipment. Like I said, I've actually had the printer since January. Yeah, well, that's the other thing too, Marnie. It's like it's hard to make it idiot proof. Just for the simple fact, like reds are hard to get really good reds. Like I said, you either go deep on the red or you go light on the red. Um, and like I said, like this red's a nice red, but like a lot of the reds, as you know, don't come out as good. Everyone's printer slightly different, and like I said, depending on how much white you put behind it, it changes the color up front also. And so it makes it hard. But yeah, Patty, I plan on selling them. Like originally, I got it to fulfill all the stuff I need, and I was also if it worked, I was going to take orders and just kind of at a slow pace, I guess you say, just slowly work my way into it. I'm very big on testing things like the tumbler press and all that. I'm big on that stuff. I don't just buy something and throw it out there if I don't feel comfortable with it. So like the tumbler press, tested it. The direct to film, it was a simple thing of like alignment thing, but I'm very picky on it. So I try to make it where I feel content with it because I'm someone too that I've gotten product and I'm like, hey, it was supposed to work like this. It doesn't. So I'm pretty picky what I put out there. I've seen everyone else's product. I've tested everyone's products. I've done videos on everyone's direct to films. And I'm content where I can do the same thing they're doing right now, the quality of it, if not better. But I want to make it more idiot proof. Like I've gotten prints in. Wow, that was not cool. There we go. I've gotten prints in where like, and this is a direct to film. This is a good example. what it was is this right here in the center of the face. If it's on a white shirt, it's fine. But what happens if I put this on a black shirt? There's no ink here in the middle because they deleted that. The other ones I ended up fixing, but the problem is, so like if I put this on a dark shirt now his forehead's going to be dark instead of light. And it's only in that one area because that was the only spot that was like that. But it's just one of the things that if you don't make it idiot proof, you run into things like that where that they might send it and it be because when they send it on a, let's say, a white background, you can't tell the difference on that. You can't see if it was supposed to be filled in or not. You could obviously say, okay, yeah, it's supposed to be, but it should have been filled in. So when you just hit print, and that's what they did with that, is that it wasn't filled in. It was part of that was my fault, is that I sent it to him not thinking because I had it drawn white background. I didn't do what I normally do and have a black background also and flip-flop them so that I make sure. Or another thing too is like on these, I print black backgrounds around them to give them a crisp edge because the word .com, if I don't, and I put this on, let's say, a white t-shirt or a yellow t-shirt, you're not going to see that, or the yellow over here. So I put a black border around the whole print to make it where this will go on any shirt. If I put it on a black shirt, it's going to have black, but it'll still work. Where I could, if I really wanted to, I could delete all the black and do the knockout print with it. But I made it where this could work on anything. And that's the thing is the software, I want to try to make it where anyone can use it and not have them problems, because that's what happens a lot. So will it be possible to purchase prints on Etsy and send you the file for direct to film? That might be also, Patty. Like I have ways that people can send me the file still, and like I can throw stuff up there. It's just I want, because like here's the, like I said, the other thing too is like a good example when Ryan Wan sent me some of their artwork. It was Rye sent me, this isn't it. This is one of Juan's, but it was very low quality image. So what happens is, and it's hard, it doesn't look bad right there, but up close, I don't think it's going to let me get that close. You can see the pixelation in the wording. And so what happened is we just ran with it anyways, because that was one of the people that are overseas. And like Marnie can tell you, what they do is whatever you send them. Now, some of the people, like they did contact her and like, hey, this won't work. The image isn't big enough. This won't work. The image is too small. But not all the places do. Like, for instance, Fusion doesn't do that. Fusion prints whatever you send them. So if you by accidentally sent it with the white background, you're going to get that whole thing filled in with white. Which, like on something like this, if this was all white around here, it wouldn't work right. And then you might be like, well, hey, they should have picked that up. Which is true, but the problem is some people do want white borders around it. Some people want a white square. Some people don't understand the difference. So their main thing is all they do is open the file and throw it into a print program and literally hit print and do the editing. And that's kind of what I want to be able to do also, because what happens if you get the artwork and let's say like on this one, let's say it didn't have a black border. It would be fine. Well, let's say I printed this and then you call me and say, hey, I want to put these on white t-shirts. Now the .com is gone because it's still on the print, but white on white, you don't see it. It's like a phantom or a ghost image. So it would be kind of wrong. Or like this. I know I'm not printing this on a white t-shirt. I don't want a black border around this because this only goes on black t-shirts. So this, if I put a black border around it, you would have that dark line around it that like it looked like you printed black that you didn't need to print on the shirt. Then it would look more like some of them other transfers. So I didn't want that. I wanted it to be borderless. But now the downside, I can't put this on a white t-shirt. It won't work without outlining it in black. But like I said, and I printed them myself, so I knew what I wanted. But if I want to change that to run on white t-shirt, I just run a border around it, but I would be doing it for myself. And the problem is when people send the artwork, sometimes they don't know, and they'll just send this and be like, hey, I wanted them on white t-shirts. And that means like the artwork wasn't ready to be printed. And so the same thing, like I said, them ones I sent them that, not paying attention because I had a white background and I didn't do what I always do anyways, have a different color background, like a pink or a purple, something that's not in the image, so that I can always tell that it's that. And then I just turn that layer off after. It was my own mistake. So yeah, that causes the issue. But Oscar, send me the artwork, send it in transparent background. Because I read the email. But yeah, and that's what happens though, is that's the thing too with the program. I want to try to get that fixed. But what happens also is stuff like Marnie will tell you. She ordered from the Wand Transfers. The guy does most of the time great jobs. Great people. What happened? He had a print head issue a while back. This is before, I think it's before Christmas. It's been a while, or it might have been right after Christmas. But anyways, we're going to say Christmas time. Well, anyways, he sent the prints out and it was banded. Now, the thing is all he did is he didn't pay attention to the prints. He just literally cut the rolls like a lot of them do, cut the rolls, put them in the bin or in the sheet thing and send them off. So, and what it is because you don't know if someone sent it the artwork with the banding or not. You're not looking at their artwork you're not looking at, I don't have a piece of paper from my desk. Here's one. You're not looking at a proof and then holding it next to the artwork and comparing. You're just looking at the order number or whatever, and then they're printing that on the paper, and then they're literally cutting that paper off and then sending it out. So what happens is they don't have something to prove to be like, hey, was that supposed to be there? They have someone usually doing that, and their whole job is just cutting it and bagging it and getting it shipped out as quick as they can. So what happens if, let's say this pickle came out blue, they might have been like, hey, they wanted blue pickles, not thinking that the yellow wasn't working right, and it dropped blue, and then the yellow wasn't there to make the green. So that's what happens a lot too, is that some of this stuff can be, and some people might have wanted a blue pickle. So it's one of the things is that it's not their job to determine what the outcome is. They're just literally there to bag it up, the guy at the end. And that's where the sending the file correct and all that right size. And that's the thing too, is like I said, I'm trying to get that fixed where I can do it. Because the other thing too is like I've worked on stuff for other people when they sent it. Yeah, the quality control is a huge thing with these other people overseas. And I can easily fix it and drop the background if someone sends me it. The issue is I don't want to have to do that because time is money, and my hourly rate that if I was to do that would be from what I normally get paid on the other stuff is very high. So it's not cost effective for me to do that for free. And then if I have to tell people, hey, we got to charge you to fix that, some people would be fine with it knowing that they're getting it done correct. But even then is like, for instance, tweaking the reds and all that stuff. It's a lot of work, and it's all in each person's own perspective of what they like to see. Like for instance, and Marnie will be she'll tell you because she knows about some of these reds. They always don't come out as red as other people would like. What you see as red is different than I see as red. So you might be like, hey, that's perfectly fine. And like Rye was like that. Rye had some of them. He's like, hey, it's not bad. I looked at it and I'm like, I don't like that red. I see more orange. The other color that he sent, he was like, hey, this color's off. And I'm like, it looked fine to me. So it's one of them things is everyone's perception of what they see is different. So by making it kind of where everyone's got kind of what they want, and like I said, and that's one of the things too, is letting the customers understand that what you see on the screen, you might not get exact. Because like I said, if they drew an RGB, they're not even going to be close. RGB, your eyes don't, that's not printable colors. RGB is not. So that's the first number one flag or mistake that people do. And then, like I said, and then they'll normally just hit the button convert to CMYK, and the red, they're using that swatch red on the RGB, and that comes out orange. And then they're like, oh, we'll be close enough. And then when they run it, you have a red that is more orange and not red. And so, like I said, it comes down to one of them things that I'm trying to avoid that. And like I said, I'm fine with like people understanding, like, let's say they got this and like, hey, the red isn't as red as I would like. That's somewhat acceptable, but I don't want them to get that and be like, the blue is green and something like that. And so, like I said, but I'm trying to find a way to make it where people can understand like the colors that come out, because even on the reds and the greens and all that, I normally tend to go a little bit heavier on the white. It works better to me. It looks better, they pop and all that stuff. But what happens when you go heavy on the white, it changes the colors up front. It can make that green a little bit lighter green than what it was before. And depending what you're putting it on, like so if I put that on a black shirt, it might be the color tone I'm looking for. If I put it on a yellow shirt, it might change a little bit where it's not, the green is going to be a little bit more vibrant or less vibrant. So that's the thing where I'm trying to find a way to like maybe make a swatch pattern so people can order it, whatever, they can print it on whatever they're going to put it on and look and be like, hey, I need this color, this color, this color. Because that's the thing. I want to make it kind of, like I said, what I would call idiot proof. It's almost impossible to do that. It's never going to work. I'll be the first to say too, all the samples that I've got from other people, that's what stopped me from ever selling mine in the first place. Was a lot of things is some of their colors they would send me. Yeah, but good instructions would be posted, and then if not followed, the errors on them. Yeah, and that's the thing, Marnie. That's what I'm going to probably end up doing, is putting all that information on there, and then it's all on them. Because like I said, when I had my printer, when I was setting it up, that's how I knew about these other ones that I send people to, is I ordered from them, and I've talked to them people, and I'm like, hey, what do you guys do to get it to come out this way? What do you do to get it to come out that way? And then what I ended up finding out is the stuff that works for me. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to multitask on some things. The stuff that works for me, though, does not always work for other people. And like I said, and even like I said, even how I process the prints and all that, it's different. Like I said, when I got the prints from the other vendors, talk to them like, hey, what works for you guys? And then in the color thing, because like I said, it ended up being a big thing at the beginning. And like I said, some of the people too, they weren't using the right powder on some of the samples I got, if you guys remember. And my powders always worked good, but it was one of the things I wanted to eliminate all the problems so that I could say, hey, do this, do that, and it works perfect. My prints, literally, you can go 280 to 320 and they stick perfectly fine. Some of these people are going lower temps, but I haven't had any issues with the temps I suggest on my prints. The other ones that you get from other people, they do have a different range. But I found that my white doesn't usually cause dye migration. Some of these other ones that I've got from people, even at like 280, I was getting dye migration. So, and it comes down to two, like I'm using a different ink than some of these other people are using. I'm using a DuPont ink. But like I said, it's the inks vary, the powders vary, and like I said, so it's a lot of trial and error, and it's just a big thing. It's one of the harder things to get right. Simpler things like when we print stuff like stickers and all that for the shop, it's funny because most people are like, hey, the colors are fine. Shirt stuff, this thing is like, and I'm used to usually like I mix inks and all that. I can make whatever color almost spot on. I can buy, everyone's used to like the red and the blue you get in your jar of ink. They're used to seeing them colors. Them colors don't exist in the direct to film side. So it's kind of weird trying to get colors to match up and trying to get like a nice color profile. And like I said, and then I'm trying to switch over to some new software, but it's hard to get support on a lot of it. Like even like the one that everyone suggested when I contacted them, they gave me one support thing. It's about $1,500 for the RIP software. I'm willing to buy it, and they give you a trial time, and they weren't even able to get it to function for me. And then when we did get it running, they couldn't tell me. Like I'm like, hey, how do I do this or that? How do I set a color profile that I can use for everyone? They weren't very helpful with it, even though they wanted me to use their program or software. So the big thing is for me is finding exactly like what I can do to manipulate it, make it better. Some of the stuff too, like the program I use right now, we step it in a tad bit on the white now that we got it fixed, but we're pretty much spot on the white. Some of these other programs, I can choke it a little bit more. I can do that, but I found I like doing it this way because some of these people are printing software that is right to like you need it right to the edge. So if I choke something, they might be losing some of the detail. So I found kind of going at it that way. But what I've also found too is even having people send me some samples to print. Like where I've asked people, I'm like, hey, send me some of your artwork stuff and I'll send you some out. What I found out too is some of the stuff when you zoom in, because they sent a decent one, or like for instance, one of the other ones, he didn't know the difference between Illustrator, which is vector art, and JPEGs, which is dots. Vector you can stretch to whatever, but like he was having it drawn. First they drew it in RGB. It was not the right. I got one of the files that was like 72 DPI, which won't work. It's super pixelated. And so it's trying to work through that stuff that isn't frustrating, but it's kind of one of them things that can be hard to work through. And then, like I said, not everyone's used to it. They're used to just, hey, here's what I want printed, print it. It works good. But like I said, it's a learning curve for me on that side. Just because I'm trying to make it where people can order with confidence and not have an issue. Not get something in and the colors come out way off. I mean, I'm fine with a slight hue difference or variance, but I don't want it to be dramatic or super drastic. So I'm like I said, I'm still working on that stuff. But like I said, that's kind of the plan with it. Like I said, and then like the other equipment, I might put some of that in videos. I don't know. Like I said, I got to set it up. The other stuff, I'm testing it here, which means I've got to pull 220 lines just for the printer on the HP. So I'm not sure when I'm going to do that, just because I hate doing that. And like I said, there's a lot of other people that show sticker on here. I don't show the other shop stickers, even though we make them there. But like I said, I might do that. We don't take orders for them on the online stuff. Eventually we might. But like I said, it's kind of, and then like I said, we've got to do the giveaway soon. I yet to figure out how to do that because run into things like other people on lives, other things going on. And it's always hard to tell, like, do I do the giveaway during the live? Do I do the giveaway on a video? And I've done them both ways. Like, for a good example, Lily's not here today. So it's one of the things that, for instance, she's wanted product made and all that. So she would have missed out on the giveaway. If I do the videos, though, I found out I do have people that enter that never subscribe or they don't even know what's going on. They're just on there for the giveaway. So I try to look at both things and go at it that way and find out what's the best. But like I said, it's just one of them things that's we'll figure that out. We will have it figured out before this month ends, since we're in October. We will kind of dial that in and try to figure this out. What's the best way to do that? And figure out what to give out. Like Juan was supposed to help out. I don't think he's going to do that now, but before he said he would help out. So, which is fine. But that's why I don't want to count on something and say, hey, they said they're going to do this. So we will. Yeah, well, see, Pam, and like that's my thing, Pam. Though I am honestly fine doing it with the people that are, because here's the thing that I do look at. The people that watch, that's how I get the money from YouTube, is people watch. And so I would almost rather have it be the people that do watch me consistently. Like for instance, Marnie doesn't get to make it on all the time. She's on right now. But that's the thing, is like I'd rather have it be the true followers than the people that just are there for the contest. Like a good example, Gina was always on just for the contest, nothing else. She doesn't subscribe to me anymore. She was mad because a video where that lady fell, which is, hey, it's fine. You don't like it when I post, that's fine. But it was funny because she posted a video of a little kid getting hit with a 2x4, and then she thought that was okay. But my video of a lady falling, that I was trying to get a hold of the lady to give her extra money for what happened, is bad. So that being said, I would rather have like people like you, Pam, people like Marnie, Patty, and all that, Oscar, Mike, and I'd rather have the true people that follow every time he is here during the live. I'd rather give people like that, because they're the ones that follow my channel. That's how I get the views. That's how I get the watch time. That's how YouTube pays me, is because people like you guys. The people that don't watch it only hop on for the giveaways. It doesn't. You don't make money off of that. Like if someone, because like, and I've said it before. I've spoke with Rye and all them. I had someone win one of the giveaways, and it was store credit. And literally the person's like, "Hey, I want a Walmart gift card." I'm like, "No, it was for store credit." I'm like, "Didn't you watch?" They didn't watch the video or anything. And then what they did, they had the nerve to use 3 different. Like we tracked the thing, because they had to. One of the attachments was that they had to be on the Facebook, and then they had to email me. Well, what it was is the IP address pinged back as this. They had 3 entries under different account names. But it was, and then like on the thing, I was like 1 entry per person. Well, what it was is they did everything just to enter, and when you pulled up the subscription, they literally subscribed then and then unsubscribed right after. They were only there for the giveaway. So yeah, and yeah, I was gonna say, you remember that, Pam, and some of the others do. And so I try to avoid that, just because like I don't care who gets the prize stuff. As you know, Pam, like I gave stuff away on Juan's channel on his giveaway because Pam won. It was the heat or the flash unit that Juan sent her. I actually paid for that during the giveaway. And then after, I ended up making the light and giving it to her. I'm fine with people that follow me getting stuff, but like at the end of the day, I'm going to send the stuff out to whoever wins it. But I'd rather see go to people that do follow and do subscribe to me. It's just because then I get to see the progress of how people's doing. By that, like a good example, Pam follows me all the time. She's finally got an embroidery machine. They got here last week after forever. Them taking to get there and them billing her and all that stuff. Hopefully that gets worked out too, Pam. But like I get to see the progress. So she'll tell me all the time, message me and all that. She'll tell me she's got shirt orders and all that. And so I like to see, like Marnie talks to me on here, sends me stuff. I get to see the progress of people. I get to see how they're doing. I get to see people grow in the industry and how they're doing, and get to see other things. Hey, how's it going? And so she went with the Racoma, Marnie. But like, and so it's a nice thing. Is like Marnie got a laser, guys. She's still got to get comfortable to use it, but like I get to see the progression of people. Where when the other people just are there for the giveaway. I don't really get to see, like, I could send them something and they might have unloaded it to someone else the next day, which is, hey, perfectly fine. But I do like to see, I like to see how I like to see how people are doing. And so that's the plus side of doing on a live. That means they've got to sit through, as of, for instance, now 2 hours, 20 minutes. That means they've got to sit through and listen to me the whole time, or watch or follow. But it means that at least I know it's going to go to one of the followers that actually would appreciate it or use it, maybe. Or, and like I said, some people don't need some of the stuff, but at least I know it went to someone that is always watching, and that helps YouTube pay me, because YouTube, like I said, more watch hours, that's how I get paid. So how's it going, Mara? And so, like I said, so that's the thing to me. I like doing stuff that way. It's just, like I said, it's a personal thing. And like I said, if people don't want to say like anything after of getting prize, that's perfectly fine. But at least I know they're always on my channel. And they're always watching. So like I said, it's kind of, it's one of them things. Like I said, it makes me feel better to see the people, what they do and how they're progressing. Like I said, I've met more people because of YouTube. Like, it's funny, like the light that I built for Pam, I did a video way back 2-3 years ago, one of my earlier ones, showing the one that I use in one of my other units. And I had a guy from Netherlands contact me asking questions because he does photos and all that, and he screen prints over there. And so literally, but he watches all the time. He always emails me. And it was nice to see that. And because literally it's like, hey, how do I get the lights here? They don't sell them here. And so it was nice to, like, actually, like, literally I found some places over there that could get the parts for him. But it was nice to see the progression of him actually using it, working with the stuff. He built it. And like I said, even finding emulsion over there, because the emulsion that I was using wasn't the same that they had over there. But it's always nice to see that. Like, literally, I answer almost every message that people post on videos. My first payment is moved to 1020. That is really good, Pam, because I was kind of upset that they charged you and then didn't do anything. So you don't get paid if I don't watch the lives. I can always make I get paid no matter what, Marnie. Like, so if you watch my live, I get paid. If you watch the video, like when my video, like my live goes into the video vault after, as long as people watch, I get paid per watch hour. The only difference, what I was saying about doing the giveaway during the live, is what I had happen before you subscribed to me, Marnie, back in the day, because like Pam has been around forever. I had people literally, all they did was click the link. They didn't watch the video. Because what it was is, on one of my descriptions, I'm like, hey, giveaway of, I think it was like $50 or $100 gift card to my store. And so all they read was the title. They clicked the information, read the top of the description, and entered. And they didn't even watch the video or anything, because they didn't obviously listen to everything about it. So what happened, though, they ended up winning, though, believe it or not. So, and it was like I said, and I don't mind sending it out. But what was funny, because I was like, hey, it's store credit. And the lady was like, I want a Walmart gift card. I'm like, no, it was for my store. And then she was like, well, can I convert that to one? I was like, no, we don't convert it. It's the store credit. Long story short, she finally, she's like, I don't want it. She was like, I thought I could get it for a gift card, an Amazon card. I was like, you didn't watch the video. And she's like, no, I just seen a giveaway and I thought I'd get what I want. And so, yeah, it was one of them things. And then, like I said, what made it bad, though, like, even she lied, like, on the thing, because she was like, I only entered once. And the software that I use on my one computer, it tracks emails coming in, and it tells me the IP address, and it tells me a lot of other things. So, like, I can track to see if it's a fake account or if you use the same account. When I use that program, and I don't use it all the time, but I used it during that giveaway. So I seen her multiple entries because they had to email, and she created a new email, but it was still the same computer, pinged back to the same computer, same cell phone. And then, like I said, and then like literally when the account she won under, she didn't have an email and she created it right then, and then it flagged right away. So it was one of them things that, like I said, all that was she was in there to win, and that's all it was. But like I said, she didn't get. I've been using them in my business since 2000. Yeah, she didn't get what she wanted, so yeah, like I said, it's one of them things. Like I said, hey, I'm fine with people if that's what they want to do. But it was just one of the things that I would rather one of my followers win it. Sorry, I got to charge my camera batteries for some other videos after on the other printing stuff. But I would rather have people that I know at least follow and watch me. I've been using them as well, but I hate doing hats, especially starch ones. Yeah, starch hats are horrible. That is what got me out back in the day of doing hats was starch hats, because I would always have issues breaking threads, and then the speed. Like I said, I will eventually have my embroidery machine on some of the videos. Right now, it's sitting in my other building, uncrated. It's just sitting there. It's a dual head. I just haven't had time to hook it up or use it yet. Like I said, eventually, I mean, it's hooked up, but it's not set up for me to run really. Eventually, I will get that done. Like I said, working on the new building. Hopefully, we'll be able to eventually film in there, because we're going to put the machine shop in another part of it. So all the stuff that can't be seen will be out of the sight for the most part. But yeah, like I said, that's the reason why I would like to do that on a live. The downside is like what ends up happening though sometimes is you end up doing a live, and sometimes you have a lot of followers on there, sometimes you have very few. It just can vary. And so what happens is when something like that happens, there we go. But yeah, like I said, so that's the only, and like I said, and I hate it too though, because like for instance today we have 6 on right now. Juan decided to go live the same day I did, but so like I said, right now we only have that on, but so on the giveaway, I mean, it'd have been, well, now we got 5, so it'd have been a 1 in 5 chance to win. And so, like I said, it changed, which is fine with me. But like if I decided to give other stuff away or whatever, then I'm like, hey, I only got I only got 5 people, so then people's name would be re-entered. So that's the tricky thing about that, is deciding when to do that, because like I said, it's especially too, like for instance, the football game's going on. I'll eventually get an update on the phone and all, which I know Michigan State's gonna win, so it's no biggie. Yeah, Mike's still on here. And then that's the other thing too. Like someone like Mike, what I have to do is either send it to one of his family members in the States or send a gift card because he's in Canada. Oh yeah, Mike, I talked to some other people this week. The guy that my machines came from, actually, he was Canadian. And he was able to get through the border. He was born here in the States, but his wife and kids were from there. He went up there when he was very young. But the crazy thing is like how bad the lockdown is up there, as you know, Mike. They weren't going to let his family come over. They said he could come over since they can't really with the citizenship. Well, don't do a giveaway next Saturday. It's the school play, and my son's in charge of the lights, so I'll be out of pocket. Yeah, I'll wait, Marnie. I'll do it probably the week after. Like I said, I've got to decide what I'm gonna do. Um, Oscar says 4. But and so like I said, that's the downside. Like I said, which I'm fine. You know what's crazy, Marnie? One of my other people, they have a UV for sale, dirt cheap. Um, but yeah, I wish I could give a UV printer out. And that's the other thing too. Like if that the brand, that UFO one that I've got, if they were working great, I've thought of giving one of them out. But it's hit and miss. And there's no way for me to, like, even their service is very sketchy. I've used them a bunch though. Oh man, I'm hosting a Halloween party the following week. Well, what I'll do then, guys, is I'll do it because Halloween's up to the 31st. Um, well, Halloween is the 31st. Look, I'm a genius, but um, I will schedule the giveaway the first week in November. Which that falls not my birthday, but near my birthday. So I will do that time. So the giveaway for the people that are on here, keep an eye out for that. And I will do the giveaway then. Um, like I said, and I'll figure stuff out because I don't know what to give out. And like I said, that's like too. Some of the other printers are hard to get a hold of right now. So if I do a printer, I can't guarantee when it will ship because some of them they're just back ordered. Been lucky to get stuff in, but for some reason it's getting pretty rough right now to get some of the stuff. So it's just kind of trial and error and see how it falls, I guess. And but yeah, like I said, so I'll figure some stuff out. I don't know exactly what yet though. Like I said, we'll do something though. Like I said, we'll figure it out, and but it will be that it'll fall that week. Um, and then I'm gonna do something too, and I'll let the people on here know. If you guys remember back when I started, when I was flying up near the numbers and I hit a big stop, I did the thing saying, "Hey, uh, if you guys follow the videos, there was stuff in each video." It's the 10th, Marnie, November 10th, day before Veterans Day. Yeah, November. There's a lot of my family member. My grandmother, she was born November 13th, and then my mom's the 27th of November. So there's a bunch of us in there. Wow, Western scored 31. I didn't think. I mean, Western. This is their better year. They've been playing. They got a pretty decent quarterback. I did not think Western would be that close though. Like to me that's a That's a win for Western in their book. I think they covered the point spread. What's the point spread on the Michigan State versus WKU game? Yeah, the spread was 10. So they still haven't covered it yet, but 10.5 was the spread. But I never thought that game would be that close, actually. But I am glad, though, they did that good. But the other thing, too, like I was saying, the one video, guys, where we did the multiple videos in a row, I put letters up in the videos. Matter of fact, a lot of them are still here. Well, I say that and I keep pulling out different numbers. Anyways, they all had letters. I wrote some on cards and all that and held them up through the videos. We're going to do something on that too. So if you go back and watch all them old videos, write down the word. That will be something during the live that whoever guesses it will get that. So but what I'm going to do, guys, if there's no more questions tonight, it's 10 o'clock here, so I am going to hop off. If anyone's got any questions, shoot me a question really quick. But I'm going to hop off and I'm going to go work on some other stuff. Mike says he doesn't need anything, just here for the fun chat. Hey, Mike, do me a favor, which I know we talked about this. Find me someone that you have in the States here. Send me your size, Mike, and I'll send you. I've got some stuff to send you. Then I'll send it to them. And when they're able to get it across the border to you, then I can get it to you if that works for you, Mike. I actually like that thing too. Do me another thing, Mike. Send me your photo thing that you got for your new logo. And then I'll probably do a video. I got to create something, Mike. So I'll do a video on that if you don't mind. Can I text you a question? Yeah, you can text me one, Marnie. That's not a problem. Like anyone that has my number. Mark Waters. I'm new to sublimation and vinyl work. I've been embroidering for 15 years. I just started following a little while back. Learned a lot. Thank you so much, Mark. I wish I knew that much about embroidery, man. I mean, the sublimation and vinyl stuff is simple. There's not much really to it. I mean, there's a lot of products always coming out with sublimation, but embroidery, man, that's one of the hardest things to like. I'm an engineer background, got patents and all that stuff. And embroidery is one of the hardest things. I've CNC programmed. I've done fourth axis milling, programming, coding for that. And embroidery is one of the hardest things that I have ever done. Because the other thing too is normally, like for instance, YouTube's amazing for answers. Normally I could always just like Google something. There is nothing on digitizing, and it's hit and miss though. It's not like if you type in screen printing right now, how to screen print a one color shirt, you're going to find probably a million videos. Only a handful is going to be truly legit, like of the true methods, but you would still be able to screen print. When you type in the other stuff, like what like embroidery, just call him, Marty, he'll answer. It's what it is, Marty. Let me pull it up. Because what I normally do, I'm in a bunch of groups. Like there's it's all I did was, I'm trying to find it. I can't find it on my list now because it just pops up whenever there's something in there. But literally, like, I subscribe to so many different things, like Mamaki. They got groups. Like when I'm looking through Screen Print Job Exchange, HP Latex Technology Group, Ultralight Aircraft Pilots. But there are screen printing sites that like let you sell on there, and for some reason it's normally they would pop up when I open my thing. They're not popping up as quick right now, but literally that's all I do is like whenever I get a pop-up thing on there, what I'll do also too is I always go to the marketplace on there and just look at every day what's in a 200-mile range for me that people list. Because a lot of times, here we go, buy, sell, trade screen printing equipment and embroidery equipment. That's one of the groups. But what ends up happening in the marketplace, a lot of their stuff will be thrown there also on there. And so literally what I'll do is actually just go on there and look in that range too. Or what I'll do too is like, I'll go in the marketplace, and if I know what I'm looking for, like for instance, latex printers, which I didn't do that. I just literally, I was looking at different cutters. I typed in plotters and cutters and found the Suma, and then knew them from other stuff. But then I found latex printers at another guy, so that he had both. So it's just kind of one of them things. But I just glance on there. I don't usually do it too much just because a lot of the time, some of the stuff too, like for instance, there's always auto presses on there. Too funny pilot. My son was testing in about 2 weeks for his private pilot license. Yeah, I've actually, I've got my pilot's license. That's another thing I do. I don't fly. Technically, I don't have it anymore because it's expired. But I got it renewed like twice. I've had my license. I took my test over 20 years ago, because it was 4911 and all that. I moved down here in 98. I think I got my license in 99, my pilot's license. And then I studied for the IFR instrument rating. But I'm just VFR rated. But yeah. And then I used to rent planes and just go up whenever. And then I've got into ultralights because on that stuff, you don't need license. You can just, you better learn to fly that or you're going to crash and die. But so what I end up doing though is what I end up, sorry, I got sidetracked so easy. Yeah, I flew that. Cool, the group information. I looked, but it always goes in the rabbit hole on Marketplace. Rooster's funny, but yeah, he's not gonna drop in, Rooster. He's doing a live. He decided to, I guess, he's not content with. Well, maybe not. Now he's off, but yeah, like I said, oh, that's why, Rooster. Hey, what's up, Martin? How's it going? But yeah, like I said, live ended his. Oh yeah. Oh, that's good. But yeah, the other thing, Marnie, like when I learned to fly, it was kind of weird. The place that we did, whenever you do your solo, they cut the back of your shirt and hang it up on the wall, which is fun. But like the bad thing is like he told me like I think it was 6 hours, less than 6 hours. I'd have to look at my logbook. It's been so long ago, but he was like, you got to go get your flight physical because you got to have that before you can solo. And I was like, yeah, I'll go get it. You normally don't solo till later on anyways. And I was like, I'll go get it. But he's like, no, you got to hurry up and get it. And I just thought he was just trying to rush to make sure I had it done. So I go get it. Well, the day I went, man, I had a super nice shirt. Like I went and got my physical. And then I was flying like the next day. I had a super, super nice shirt on. And then he's like, stop at the end of the run. We were doing touch and goes and all. He's like, stop. He hopped out and he was like, go do a touch and go. And I was like, what? And it's like, so I did that, took off, did my touch and go, came back in, and then we did a few more touch and goes. He hopped out and had me do them again. And then we went in. He's like, well, time to cut your shirt. And I was like, no, this is a nice shirt. I was like, I said, I knew you cut your shirts, but I was like, I didn't know we were soloing then. And he was like, well, you were doing good, so I thought you're good enough to go. So literally, my shirt had a very high dollar shirt on the wall destroyed because they cut the back out. Nothing you can do. But yeah, that was my like the learn to get my solo license or private license, anyways. But yeah, I've always had I had fun doing it. I mean, the downside is it's not really practical. Like I'm not gonna hop on a plane and fly somewhere. The planes that like the prop planes that I'm certified to fly, commercial goes faster. And then when you're paying for fuel, like if you rent a plane, fuel's not cheap. Um, and then the other thing too, like let's say I flew to, because like for instance, if I went to Nashville or outside of there, can't fly in a Nashville Metro because it's a big commercial. And small planes aren't made to go there, so you can only go to other areas. So what ends up happening? Um, you have to once you map it out anyways, you find the smaller airports. But like let's say I was flying to somewhere, there's smaller airports around, but then when you land there, you either got to find a cab or something to go somewhere. If you're leaving a plane overnight, you got to pay fees and all that. It's it's fun. And then like now, if you're gonna eventually, like I've got a lot of friends that are commercial pilot license, like fly 747, they fly for American Airlines and all that. You got to work your way up through it, anyways. So it's worth doing that. And it's fun too. I mean, it's always fun to go flying, like especially the fall time, flying over the lake, taking photos. Really, really fun. But it's kind of like hockey. It's not a poor person sport or thing. My son had a crap ton of shirts when they cut his. He had no idea. I knew all about it. My son was attending college before. Okay, so now was he in? Was it MTSU? I know MTSU. They've got a. They got of course they got their. What's it called? Aerospace program there also, but they're one of the colleges I know that have flight where you do flight training and all that flight stuff. Yeah, when I got out of high school, I literally signed up to go to the Michigan Institute of Aeronautics. And then I got there and they're like, to do your pilot's license, you're pretty much paying for it. My parents were like, hey, we'll pay for it. And the guy's like, well, if you do your flight mechanic, so and then I was like, well, that'd be cool. And then I was like, I don't know if I want to work on planes my whole life. So then I enlisted, got accepted, and didn't do either. I fly RCs and drones. Does that count? Hey, honestly, flying RC planes to me are like I fly drones. Drones are fairly easy. But I'll say this: I've crashed my Mavic, and I've never crashed a real plane. So I would say RCs are a lot harder personally. That's just me. That is one of the schools. He's a senior in high school. He's looking at MTSU, Embry in Florida, Auburn and Purdue. Them are all good schools. I was gonna say Purdue has one, which I forgot. I mean, you're in Tennessee anyway, so that's more south. But I just got Nitro Truck, and let's see how that goes. Them are money pits, Rooster. I'll tell you that. I sunk so much money into when I used to do RCs. Jason, I don't know his last name, and the print house isn't on here to tell you Jason's company. One of my friends I grew up with, we used to ride bikes. He has a YouTube channel but he is a professional RC guy, but he also owns a company. They make parts and all that for RCs. Forget the name of his company, but yeah, RCs, man, it costs, you sink a lot of money into that stuff because you crash them and it's always money no matter what. The plane stuff's a little cheaper. The downside, like I said, is even on that stuff. Good night, Mike. I'm going to hop off too, Mike, honestly. Yeah, the good thing about that, Rooster, at least you'll remember what you spent the money on the RC. The beer and the party, and you might not remember it the next day. And you'll probably spend more on the beer and the party than you would on the RC stuff. So it's definitely fun. It's just like, man, it's crazy how much you can tie up money into that. Like I said, I don't. It's not over. I've got like 3 drones. I've always been a DJI person. I've got other drones too, but like my main ones that like where they go off when you the sensors and all that is all my DJI stuff. And have fun. I mean, I've got videos I think on here too, where me just flying it. But I do have fun doing it. Like I said, the real planes are fun. The funnest ones that I did have was literally the ultralights, and it was the trikes, which is literally you're sitting in a school chair, strapped down with a glider wing above you, and pretty much a prop strapped to the back of the little trike. That was probably the funnest thing because it's all open air, and literally when I was like did that, I could reach my hands out and hold both wheels, and I mean you're sitting there, but I could grab both wheels, the yoke, and you got one pin holding that thing. But it was like the most freest feeling when you're flying that because there's no windshield. I mean, you've got a thing if you put it on it. But the trike, and the other thing too, like I could launch a trike at my house. I've got a long enough grass field. That's the other nice thing. There is no regulations on them per se. You do have things you got to follow, just like any flight thing. But they were probably the funnest, just because it was just something different. It's kind of like that one where they're flying the geese back. It's kind of like that because like you're so low. I mean, it's kind of like in a real plane, you got to be above 1,000 feet. You can practice, but your flight rules, you're above 1,000 feet. Them ultralights, you can be below that window, and it's just so there's so much fun. And I mean, you think about it too, though, and it's also you think how easy it is. Like if that bolt breaks, there's nothing to it. But oh no, brother, I'm cheap and reckless. It's not going to last, but just a day, wreck it for fun compared to the hangover. RC Nitro was 250 ready to go. Well, that's not bad. Yeah, but like I said, I had fun doing that. Like I said, then the other thing too on the real planes, the maintenance, because it's not like a car where you can change your own oil and all that. It's got to be, you got to have certified mechanics. You can't do it yourself, even though you could change your own oil or whatever. It's required that the planes be inspected and all that every so often. And it can get pretty pricey. And then hangar fees on airplanes aren't cheap. So that's one of the other kind of negative sides about it. But in general, like there's pluses and minuses. I had fun, but it can be, like I said, it can be pricey on it too. So, like I said, and then I mean, commercial pilots, like I said, I got friends that went that route. They love their jobs. So, I mean, like I said, I'm too old now to switch, but I can see the pluses and minuses too. That, like I said, it pays good. You only fly so much. But like the funny thing, like he's based out of New York. He lives here in Kentucky. So literally every time that they got to fly out, he's got to hop on one of their other planes in Nashville, fly up there. And he's on pretty much a jump seat, they're called. And then he flies up to there, and then they take off wherever they're going to go. So like I said, but there's goods and bads about everything like that. I'm in Virginia, Maine. But like I said, there's not, like I said, I've done a lot of things and kind of find out more and more as we talk, do things. But like I said, if Marnie wouldn't have brought that up, I've never really brought it up because it's been so long. I never really think about it. I don't have the Tom Cruise glasses, the Ray-Bans and all that. The leather jacket. Mine was like a Cessna 150 and then a 172. That's what I learned and it flew. And then flown a Mooney also. But yeah, like I said, done a lot of different things, a lot of sports, a lot of different things. But remember, guys, we're getting close to hopping off. If there's any last questions, guys, let me know. I'll try to answer them. If not, guys, I'm going to hop off here. And like I said, remember, guys, we got the giveaway coming up. And we'll kind of keep you guys informed as we get closer of what all we're going to give out. So thanks, everyone, for watching. Thanks for all this road trip. Pam said road trip, so or Marnie said road trip. But thanks, everyone. Like I said, if anyone's got any questions, let me know. If not, guys, I'll be back on next week. Thanks, everyone, so much for liking, subscribing, and following. Yeah, we can tie that in, Rooster. I'll let you know more, Rooster, as it gets closer. Thanks again, Mark, for watching and all that. Like I said, if anyone's got any questions, let me know. Shoot me emails too, guys, throughout the week if you got questions. and I'll try to answer them. I should hopefully have some videos dropping this week. Recorded a bunch. I just got to get them all uploaded and played. Thanks again, guys. I'm Waldo. You have an Instagram? Yeah, Rooster. I'm on your Instagram. At least I think I am. I thought we messaged before on your where you use your other one, your AC. Your AC one is Rooster. I just threw you another message on Instagram, Rooster. Yeah, take care, everyone. Thanks again, guys. Glad everyone stopped in. Hope everyone has a great night. Please like, subscribe, and follow, guys. I'm Waldo. I'm out.